All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump in. We are going to go ahead and get started with this week's new consultant boot camp. So this week we're going to be talking about playing a sponsoring game and planting some of those sponsoring seeds throughout your party. As a brand new consultant, you're probably thinking like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to even think about sponsoring. I don't want to like build a team. Like I'm too new. I don't know what I'm doing. Like I just want to sell a couple $100s of products, each month, and that's all I want to do. So here's the thing, when even as a brand new consultant, you want to start thinking about building your team, at least, getting those first 3 girls, signed and activated and under your belt, so you can get that first promotion to senior consultant. And there's a couple of reasons why. First, bumping you up to senior consultant is going to mean you're making more money on your own personal sales. Once you reach that senior consultant level, you're making 50% commission. You're going to make 50% of everything you sell. As a brand new consultant, before you start sponsoring anybody, you're either only at 40 or 45%. So by bringing those girls into the business and getting them signed and getting them activated, you're going to bump yourself up to 50% buying discount, which means yay, more money for you at your parties. Woohoo! Okay. And that has nothing to do with your team, what your girls do, what they sell, what they don't sell. This is just you, earning more profit off of your own personal sales. Another reason is going to be because you're going to start earning that lifestyle bonus. So at the senior consultant level, you're going to get a bonus $100 in straight up cash from corporate as a check, like, hey, like, thanks for being amazing and awesome and doing what you do. Here's extra money. So again, that's regardless of what your girls sell or don't sell. If they don't do anything that month, you're still going to earn that $100 lifestyle bonus as long as you're reaching your minimum. So again, that's just bonus extra money for you. And when you combine that 50% buying discount with that $100 monthly bonus, that's going to be the fastest way to earn back your kit purchase. Because you just spent what, $200, $300 on a kit if you went with the standard, the standard kit. And of course, we want to make sure that you are earning that money back as fast as you can, because nobody likes to spend money on something and then not earn that back, right? Especially when you did this to make some money, I assume. Even if money is not your primary goal, it still doesn't hurt to make a little extra pocket cash. Nobody's going to be like, no, thank you. I do not want any more money, please. Okay. So sponsoring and earning that 50% commission and that $100 lifestyle bonus at the senior consultant level is going to be the fastest way for you to start earning back your kit purchase. On top of your lifestyle bonus and on top of that 50% commission, you're going to start earning an override. And you'll actually earn that override whether you have 1 girl on your team who's activated or 100 girls on your team that's activated. It doesn't matter. As soon as you start, signing girls, and as soon as they start activating whatever they sell, you're going to earn, a percentage of that. And that comes directly from corporate. That doesn't come out of the pockets of your new girls. They don't have to pay that. That comes from corporate. That's just more bonus money here. Boom, there you go. So, so if you think about it as a way of, it's just going to help you make more money in the business. It's going to be like doing, and when you start like mapping it all out and you start looking at it, it usually winds up to be about the same amount of doing 1 extra party a month, and you didn't have to go do that party. You got to sit home and watch Netflix and hang out with your babies and snuggle your puppies and, whatever it is that you like to do in your downtime, your free time, when you're not working your business. You just earned money on doing like a whole extra party, and you didn't have to do that whole extra party. So yay! It's like earning money while you sleep. Who doesn't like that? So, so there's that aspect, but then there's also the aspect of, and I love to tell girls this all the time, building a team is not about you. Yes, we do, make a couple extra bucks, for as we build our team, but it's not a requirement in this business, and you can be successful without building a team, but who doesn't want easy money, free money? But I tell girls all the time, like, sponsoring and building a team has nothing to do with you. And even as a brand new consultant, if you're like, I don't know all the answers, I'm still learning, I don't feel like I'm ready to train anybody or train a team or anything like that, I mean, that's totally fine. This is why you have your upline. This is why you have me. This is why you have the tribe. This is why you have your sister consultants within the team. This is why you have all the resources on the COO. Like, all of those resources that are available to you are also available to her. So don't feel like, being brand new in the business, you're going to have to start automatically knowing all the answers to everything and start training these girls. because we as a team collectively will do that for you. So I want you to think of it more as offering the opportunity. And that's really what this is. Like, that's why this, this week's bootcamp Zoom, is called offering or sharing the opportunity or offering the opportunity, because that's all it is. Because we have seen, at least I know for myself, and depending on how long you've been in the business, how new you are, you've probably started to see, whether in your own life or the lives of other consultants, just what this business can do for people. And that's exciting. Like, this business gives women the chance to make some extra income. It gives women the chance to be at home with their family and their babies and their fur babies. It gives women the chance to get out of their house and have grown-up time. It gives women the chance to have something that's theirs. Like, this is theirs. They can control it. It's all about them. And that's so exciting and so wonderful. And why wouldn't you want to give somebody the chance to decide to take advantage of that for their own lives? So at the end of the day, when you're sharing the opportunity, it really has nothing to do with you and whether you want to or are able to train a team. You're simply saying, hey, here's this opportunity. Let me know if you want to take it, right? And then once she decides to take it, you invite her into the team, you invite her into the group, and then the rest of us will all take care of it from there. We will all help you to make her feel welcome, to point her in the right direction, to give her the resources she needs, and if she stays and she's excited, she's going to take advantage of that, and she probably won't need much training or help from you at all, and that's great, So I want you to start thinking of it that way, in terms of simply just offering somebody a chance to change their lives and let them decide whether or not they want to do anything with it, right? Because if they say yes or no, it's not personal, it's their choice. It's something that they want to do for themselves for their own reasons. And that I think is just one of the most exciting and amazing things about this business. So that being said, how do we offer this opportunity? How do we find out who's interested? How do we let people even know there is an opportunity? So one of the things you want to make sure that you are doing at your parties is playing a sponsoring game or sponsoring commercial. There's so many different options on the COO, and we'll kind of go over a few different ones so you can kind of get an idea of what they are. And really all you need to do is just pick the one that you like the most, whichever one is like, oh, like that's easy, or I can remember that, or I feel comfortable with giving those answers. Like, pick that one and stick to it, whichever one works best for you, and do it. And make sure you're playing it at every single party. Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now, I've been in business for 4 years, right? What year is this? 2017. Yeah, 4 years. I couldn't remember for a second. So I've been in business for 4 years. And do you believe nobody ever offered me the opportunity? Not a single person said, hey, are you thinking about doing this, or would you like to know more information? Nobody. And here I am 4 years later with a team, earning, an override, earning my lifestyle bonus, going on these free trips, getting this free jewelry, like all of this stuff, running my own business, and nobody ever offered me or asked me. So think about that. Like, if you are not playing a sponsoring game and you're not asking every single woman at your parties if they are interested in learning more about the business, I mean, you could be missing out on somebody who's ready to join your team and stay with it for 4 years and promote to leadership levels and make a ton of money for themselves and help you make a ton of money for yourself. Like, that, it's so, so important. So you want to make sure that you are playing a sponsoring game. Now, different consultants do it different ways. They play different ones. Again, you just have to pick the one that works best for you, that works best for your personality, one that's easiest for you to remember. I think most consultants will play their sponsoring game after they do all the liquids and lingerie and foreplay and massage and all that, and right before they do the toys, they'll do a quick sponsoring commercial break, and they'll play their game then, and then afterwards they go right into the toys. Okay, so there are two parts to every successful sponsoring game that you want to make sure that you are doing. So there's the part where where they are asking you questions, right, and you're answering their questions, and you're giving them the information that they need, right? So you're planting those seeds. And then part 2 is going to be the 4 questions, and you can ask these 4 questions after, any one of these games, it fits right in perfectly right at the end. And so what you're going to have them do is, depending on like if you have them using lap boards, they're using the catalog, the customer connect forms, wish list, order form, like whatever you have them taking notes on throughout your party, you can have them write their answers down. Question number 1 is going to be, tell me about yourself. You know, what do you do in, you know, what's your day job? Do you have a day job? You know, are you stay-at-home mom? Are you an astronaut? Are you a teacher? Do you work for another direct sales company? Like, what do you do? Tell me about yourself. What do I need to know, right? And that's going to be number 1. They write that down. Number 2 is you ask them what they thought the like best part of your job was, right? So, and when you're doing your sponsoring game and what, you know, they're asking their questions or you're giving them the information, and this will make more sense once we talk about the different games that you can play. You know, you're going to be sharing some of the perks of the business, the free trips, the commission, the product testing, the free products, the tax write-offs, the train, like whatever, you know, you're going to be sharing those perks, sharing different parts of the business. So your number 2 is, what do you think is the best part of my job? So this is going to help you understand what motivates them. What is their button, you know, their hot trigger that would draw them to the business, right? Because when you are talking to them about the business, you're going to focus on, you know, that thing that they wrote down, you know, because for them, it might not be the money. And if you're going on and on about how much money you can make with the business and they're like, they don't care, you've just lost them. They're like, okay, whatever, this is not for me. You know, you want to focus on what their interests are and what, you know, what excites them about the business. So question number 3 is, if I gave you, if you woke up tomorrow morning and you had an extra $500 in your bank account for you to spend on whatever, no strings attached, what would you spend it on? And it can't be bills. Okay. So number 3, so this, again, this is kind of getting them thinking about, oh, what could they do with the extra income, right? All right, and then number 4, I tell them this. Okay, so number 4, there are only two possible answers for this question. Yes or maybe, because no is negative, and I don't need that kind of negativity in my life. And if you really are a no to this last question, just draw a smiley face. Right? So that way, you know, it's fun. People get a chuckle out of it. But number 4 is, if I could show you how to make that extra $500 a month for you to spend on whatever to pay for whatever you wrote down for number 3, would you be interested in more information? Yes or maybe, or smiley face if you're no. Okay, so obviously anybody who writes yes in that number 4 spot, they need to go home with a recruit packet, and we can talk a little bit, we'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of this. They're gonna go home with a recruit packet, you're gonna set up a coffee date, a Zoom date, a phone chat, whatever you wanna call it, you know, so that way you can answer their questions and you know, see when they're ready to get started, okay? So those 4 questions again, well, I guess you could rewind it and watch the replay, but I'll recap it anyway. So the 4 questions again. Number 1, tell me about you. What do you do? School teacher, astronaut, domestic diva, direct seller, pediatrician. Like, what do you do? Tell me about your life. Number 2, what do you think the best part of my job is? Number 3, if you woke up tomorrow morning and there was just $500 just sitting in your bank account, no strings attached, you can spend it on whatever you want, not bills, what would you do with that $500? And number 4, if I could show you how to make that extra $500 every single month for you to spend on whatever you want, right? Number 3, would you want more information? Yes or maybe, no is negative, put a smiley face if you're actually no. Okay, now Summer Rain, who is my sponsor, she actually adds like an extra part B to question number 4, and she says, you know, I have 5 places this month to train. How does she say? I have 5 places this month to train like 5 highly motivated individuals. You know, this month only. If you would like to be considered for one of these spots, circle your answer for number 4. Okay, so I'll say that again. So I have 5 spots this month for highly motivated women to be trained on this information. If you would like to be considered for one of these spots, circle your answer for number 4. Right? And the ones who circle it, those are your top priorities. So the ones that circle their answer, make sure you definitely set a date with them to talk more about the kit, to get them started, give them a recruit packet. The ones who put yes, same thing, those are your second priority. And then the ones who put smiley face or maybe, you can ask if you can add them, to your money train group, which we'll talk about again a little bit later. You can ask them if they want you to add them to your money train group, or keep in touch on Facebook, or just message them maybe once a month with the kit sale, or once every couple months with the kit sale. Okay, because you never know, that smiley face might change to a yes. You never know, right? They could lose their job, they could decide that they hate their job, they could just be getting a divorce, and whatever, so circumstances change, people's minds change. All right, so make sure even the people who are the maybes or the smiley faces, they still, you still have a way to keep in touch with them. All right, so the sponsor game. So part 1 of the sponsoring game, this is where you get to, be creative and choose the one that works for you. So here's a few different ones. Let's see. I'm just going over my notes really quick. Okay, so a couple different ones we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the 8 questions game, the what you got in your purse game, and the romance game. And so these 3 are actually the really good options for brand spanking new consultants. Because if you don't know all the answers yet, or you don't know all the ins and outs of the business, every aspect there is to know, these 3 games actually have all the answers pre-written for you. So all you have to do is, boom, read it off. You don't have to worry about anybody throwing you a curveball. Okay, so the 8 questions game, you print them all there. It's on the COO. There's 8 different questions, and these are basically like the top 8 frequently asked questions that people have for us as consultants. So there's, how much money can you make? How much does it cost to get started? What kind of training do you get? Am I required to do a certain number of parties? Questions like that. So you print off each of these 8 questions. You put one question in an envelope, right? So you have 8 different envelopes, number them 1 through 8. One question goes in each envelope. At your party, when you're ready to do your sponsoring game, you give each person 1 envelope. And if you have, lower head count, less than 8 people, somebody's going to get more than 1 envelope. That's okay. And then you just go in order, right? They're going to ask you the questions, and then you can read off the answers, or if you want to memorize the answers, right? They're super easy answers. But there's no shame if you need to read off a piece of paper, because I totally did that when I first started my business. I pretty much read my entire party off of note cards. Okay, so there's no shame in that. But yeah, so you just go 1 through 8. They're going to ask the questions, and then you answer them. Boom, easy. And you can give each person like a raffle ticket, and at the end do a drawing for like 5% off of 1 item, or a foil pack or something. It's up to you. Okay. So that is the 8 questions game. Super easy, super basic. Like, it's an oldie, but it's a goodie. It's a classic. It works. The what you got in your purse game. So there's a list. So on the COO, there's different letters. And each letter corresponds with a different like perk or aspect of the business. And so what you'll do is you'll have this sheet of paper, and it has the letters and what each one stands for. So you're just going to read it off. And you can do this one you can actually do throughout your demo, and it can be really fun, because girls are super competitive, and they get like really crazy. So throughout your party, you are going to yell out one of these letters, and they have to be the first person to find something in their purse that starts with that letter. Right? Easy, super easy, right? So you can do this throughout your demo, or you can set aside like a specific time after you do like the liquids and stuff before you do the toys, and just go down them, boom, boom, boom. But yeah, and then each letter just has a different like perk of the business. So like W, and they're like, oh, I have a wallet, and you're gonna say, awesome, W stands for wonderful, whatever. I don't know. I don't have the thing in front of me, but it has the list. You just read it. Again, if you don't know all the ins and outs and the perks of the business and all the answers, you can just read down this, and it has it all for you. So it's another really good option. It's really fun for new consultants. Okay, and then romance. So romance is very similar concept to the what you got in your purse. But instead of, you know, calling out random letters and people trying to dig around in their purse, you're going to print off the little strips of paper with like the letters, and then each letter stands for something as well. And you can just hand them to them, like, so kind of like with the 8 questions game where each person gets an envelope, well, each person's going to get a letter. And the strip of paper has the letter and then what that letter stands for. And so you're just going to go down the list. You know, who has R? And they're going to read, okay, I have R, and they're going to read what R stands for. You know, and again, it's just going down the different parts of the business. So these are just 3 really great sponsoring games to play as a new consultant if you don't know all the answers, you know, or if you're nervous or you're not, you know, you don't feel like you could confidently answer any question that's thrown at you. So as you get more experienced, as you continue to work your business and start to learn more about the business, and as you read your incentive requirements guide, the IRG, so you're going to see that thrown around in our groups a lot. The IRG is your business Bible, and you need to read that. There's no excuse, like you have to read it. Like you won't get fired for not reading it, but you might get fired for doing something that you're not supposed to do that's already outlined in the IRG. So this is your business Bible. This has all the do's, the don'ts, the cans, the can'ts, everything that, you know, is our business. It has all of the rewards and the trips, and here's how you win free stuff, and here's how you go on this free trip, and here's how you can get extra money, right? It has all of that, you know, in there. So when you read this IRG and you get really familiar with it, you know, and refresh yourself, you know, flip through it every couple of months. You know, it makes good like bathroom reading. Like just stick it on the back of your toilet and you're in there instead of Candy Crushing or Facebooking, right? You just read the IRG. You're like, okay, this is awesome. But the more familiar you get with that, the more confident you're going to be as a consultant. And that's going to make you more confident when people are asking you questions about the business. And I'm telling you right now, even if you're not playing a sponsoring game, which you absolutely need to be doing, people are going to ask you. It's just people want to know. People love what we do. People are wanting to do what we do. They want to know how to do what we do. And you're going to get that one person, you know, that you didn't ask, and they're going to be asking you questions. And you're going to be like, I don't know the answers. So make sure you read your IRG because that has all of the answers. So as you get to be a more seasoned consultant and you're practicing your sponsoring game, you're learning more about the business, you're going to be more confident. And you can do, you know, one of the other sponsoring games. There's the Ask Me Anything approach, the Ask Me Anything game, which is literally they get to ask you any question that they have about your business, not about your business. Not that kind of game, but about your job as a consultant. And that's how I introduce it, because that's the one I play at my parties. And I say, all right, ladies, we're going to take a little break, and it's going to be your opportunity for you to learn as much as you want to know about my business, about my job as a consultant. So, and this is going to be your chance to earn some more raffle tickets as well for the drawing at the end of the party, because I do raffle tickets around my party. Sometimes I'll do the date night cards instead of tickets. But yeah, so and I tell them, like, okay, you can ask me any question that you want to know about my job as a consultant, about my business, not about my business, but about my business. And you can't ask me about the products. So you can't ask me what my favorite product is or what's the most popular product, because I promise I will answer product questions in the shopping room, but about my job. So you can ask me anything from how much money do I make? How do you get started? What kind of training is there? What kind of free stuff can you win? Do we do health insurance? Do we do maternity leave? You know, what about the tax write-offs? You know, any questions like that, you can ask me. For every question you ask, you're going to earn a raffle ticket. If you ask me a money-related question, you're going to earn 2. Go. And I say it just like that. And I give them suggestions of what to ask me, because sometimes when people are put on the spot, you're like, ask me anything. And they're like, I don't know. I don't have to ask you. Right? So I give them this list of like some suggested questions, and usually those are the ones that they ask me. And those are the ones, you know, I'm ready for those questions because I just said them. So you can do that too, even with like the 8 questions, if you kind of memorize them. You know, you can suggest those as like your suggested, you know, questions and have people ask you this. So, but yeah, so the Ask Me Anything approach, totally fine, very popular. A lot of consultants do it. You know, so, and that gets them, I mean, so that way you actually can kind of get a feel for who are your bigger leads at the party. Because usually the girls that are asking the most questions, and like they're asking a lot of really good questions, those are the girls who are like, they're interested. and you better make sure they go home with some information, because if you don't send them some information to go home with, I will send them some information to go home with, and I will sign them up on my system. Okay. So yeah, so make sure that you have some recruit packets, some information for them to go home with. So let's see. Oh, and then some of the sponsoring games you can even combine a little bit. So like the lap game and Ask Me Anything, or the lap game and the 8 questions. So the lap game is actually an icebreaker game. It's super, super fun. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, like look it up on the COO. It's under Effective Party Games, Icebreaker Games, I think. So much fun. And essentially, you're going to have this list of different like business related questions. And actually, I think the COO has finally updated, like put a sponsoring game up there that follows this format. And you say, all right, ladies, I'm going to go down this list. I have a few different criteria. For each one that I read off, if it applies to you, you're going to get up and move one spot to the left. Now, you might find as we're going down this list, some of the ladies here, these things do not apply to them, and they're going to stay right where they are. But if it applies to you, you're still going to move, and she's going to be there, so you can just like hunker down and sit on her lap and get all cozy and comfortable, right? It's a lot of fun, gets people up and moving and laughing, and then the list is just like, if you're a mom, if you, work, if you live paycheck to paycheck, or, if you would like to make an extra $500 a month, you have student loan debt, so you're just kind of feeling out people and seeing who has what needs. And then, when you get into the shopping room and you're talking about the opportunity and you're asking them one-on-one, you can help them see how Pure Romance can help address those needs and fill those needs. Make sense? Good. All right. So, okay. So I talked a little bit about recruit packets, and there was something else I talked about too. I can't remember now. Wow. If I think of it, I'll add it. If I can't think of it and you're watching the replay, like just comment and be like, this was the thing that you said you were going to also mention. Please talk about it. And I'll do it because I can't remember it now. But recruit packets. So let me actually, of course, mine are all downstairs. Whatever, it's fine. So your recruit packet is literally just a little packet of information that you can send home with people when they're in the shopping room and they're just interested in knowing more. Whether there's somebody who is like, yes, I want to sign up, this Friday as soon as I get my paycheck, or there's somebody who is like, I got to think about it, I'm not sure, but if you ask them and say, well, would you like to go home with more information? They're like, sure. Okay, you want to make sure that you have something ready to give them. I'm trying to look and see if I actually do have one here. So in my recruit packet, mine is just a cute little goodie bag from the dollar store. They have those cute little goodie bags. So I have the goodie bag. I put in the Did You Know flyer that you can get on the COO. So just search it in the COO, Did You Know? And I think it might also be in the main Leading Ladies group as well. If you search under the files, it should be there. If it's not, you can't find it, just tag me, let me know, I'll help you find it. So I put the Did You Know flyer, which is just a bunch of different facts about consultants and how awesome our lives are. I put the current kit sale flyer, and I feel like I put something else in there. I think that might be it. I think, oh, the kit comparison with the kit sale prices. So I put that. The Did You Know? Yeah, I think that's it. I think it's just those two things inside the goodie bag. I think I put a piece of candy in there, like a lollipop, And so it's in this cute little goodie bag. So it's something fun, it's not just like a stack of papers. It's not overwhelming, because if you give them too many things, too much paper, they're just gonna look at it and be like garbage, right, and throw it away. So, excuse me, keep it simple. You can make it cute. Like I said, I put mine in the little dollar store goodie bags. I put the 2 flyers in there and a piece of candy and a business card. Because when they're ready to sign up, you want them to sign up with you. Okay. Yeah, and when they're like, I would like to go home with more information, you can just give this to them. Okay. Oh, that was the other thing, the Money Train group. So the Money Train group, that's a whole other separate training, but essentially what you need to know about it is very basic. It's just a separate group, closed group on Facebook for you to put your recruit leads when they say, yes, I'm interested, but no, I'm not ready to sign up right now. Okay, and this is going to keep all of your recruit leads in one place on Facebook, on social media, and you just post in that group every couple of days with business tips, business information, if there's a kit sale. I like to do, anytime any of you guys post something amazing that you've done with your business, I screenshot that and I post it in my Money Train group, and I say, look at this amazing consultant and what she's done with her business and what she's been able to do because of her business. So I love it when you all share your successes. I don't care if it was, you just bought a house. I don't care if it was you were able to pay an extra bill or, save a little bit extra for vacation. Like, all of these are successes and all of these are amazing. So I love it when you guys share your successes in the group. And I share those with my recruit leads and my Money Train group. So you guys can do the same whenever you see anybody posting about something they've done because of their business. Screenshot that and share that with your recruit leads, because they want to see that, one, it's more than just you, and two, that it's more than just, these so-called high leaders in the business. They want to see that normal people just like them are doing well in this business. So, so you can post the kit sales, business tips, consultant wins, I like to call them, helpful, articles. If you're not following any direct sales group, not groups, pages on Facebook, like there's the Direct Sellers, the DSWA, the Direct Sellers Women's Association, I think is what it stands for, right? Yeah, the DSWA, DWS, I don't know, or something like that. Just search it on Facebook, it'll come up. There's CEO of Me, and there's just all these pages, Tag Team, Party Peeps, love them. And they post helpful articles and blogs and things like that. And, they're usually short, easy reads, and they're about, being in the direct sales industry and what does that mean and what does that look like and how is it a good thing. And I share those in my recruit lead group as well, my Money Train group. So set up a Money Train group. You can call it whatever you want. I think one girl, Kat actually calls hers Join Me Maybe. It's really cute. I love it. So yeah, like, call it whatever you want, but just, set something aside so that when you're at the party and you're in the shopping room and somebody's like, yeah, I'm interested in more information, I don't know that I'm ready to sign up anytime soon, maybe one day in the future, you say, no problem, I have this group on Facebook, I'm going to add you to it, you can browse at your leisure. When you're ready to, to join, you have all the information you need. If at any time you decide, no, do not want to do this at all, you can take yourself out. It's not going to hurt my feelings, I don't think I've had anybody take themselves out of my group yet. So, but yeah, so that's just the quick and dirty basics of the Money Train group. So yeah, make sure you have one of those set up. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's everything that I wanted to go over with you guys about having a sponsoring game. You still want to make sure that in the shopping room, whatever your sponsoring commercial or sponsoring game you're playing out during your party, you still want to make sure in the shopping room that you're asking every single person, so what did you think? Like, does this sound like something that you would be interested in? Have you ever thought about doing what I do? After listening, after playing that game and hearing about, some amazing things that Pure Romance has done for me or for, sister consultants, are you thinking about doing this? She might say yes. She might say no. It's okay. It doesn't matter. You just want to make sure you're giving her that chance to say yes or no. Remember, it's not about you. It's not up to you. You just want to give her the chance to change her life. That's all on her. So to get more detailed information, get more detailed like rules or instructions on how to play these different sponsoring games and see some of the different ones that there are, you're going to go onto the COO. You're going to select the training tab. You're going to click on all about the party, click on effective party games, and then you're going to select sponsoring commercials. And they're all there. They're all, boom, right there. You can just scroll through, click on the one that sounds the most appealing or the one that would work best for you. So for this week's homework assignment, I want you to go through, I want you to select which sponsoring game you're going to play, and I want you to post it in the Taking the Lead group. Just post it as a separate post. Hey, here's the sponsoring game I'm going to play at my parties. Boom. Post it. Awesome. That's it. That's all you got to do. Now, here's a bonus. If you have a party coming up, maybe it's your launch party, maybe it's your encore party, maybe it's a hostess party. Yay! Play this game at your party. Play your sponsor game at your party. That's your bonus. And then come back and tell us how it went. because I want to know, and I'm sure the other girls, other new consultants want to know, did it work for you? How did it work for you? How well did it go? Did you sign anybody? How many recruiter leads did you get playing this game? Right? So come back and post how it went for you if you do have a party coming up. But otherwise, just go onto the COO, pick which one looks the best, most appealing to you, and post it as a post in the Taking the Lead group. Boom. So make sure that is done before next Monday, which will be August 28th, I believe. Pull my calendar up. There we go. Yep, August 28th. So make sure it is done before August 28th. You post it. Super easy homework assignment. Make sure as you guys are completing these assignments, when you complete all 8 in your first 60 days, you're going to get a free product from me. Yay, free product. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys tonight. Thank you all for watching. If you have questions, can't find something, need help with anything, please do not hesitate to let me know. You can tag me in any of the groups that we're in. You can comment on this post. You can message me directly, call me, text me, beat me, send a carrier pigeon, whatever. I'm more than happy to help guide you in the right direction. So thank you all for watching and have a good night.